Alright, so this is going to be a short video showing how to open up and disassemble this Lenovo IdeaPad U510. Alright, so we're going to have to pop out these little rubber pieces. You can use like a small flathead screwdriver just to get underneath. Okay, this one of their hinge mounts are broken, so we'll see how this goes. Alright, so we'll get under there and we're just going to try and pop this up. Okay, there we go, just like that. Okay, so it has a little rubber piece that kind of keeps it in place, so you can't just rip it completely out, so keep that in mind. Alright, we're going to get this in here, same thing, push the rubber up and out of the way. There we go. This one looks like it's broken because of the bad hinge. Alright, we're going to do the same thing with this one, push it up and over. Alright, if this video helps you out, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, so we're going to now switch to a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver, and we're going to remove the screws here. So we got one here. Okay, we'll take that out. We got one down here. One over here, and of course this one, which probably isn't going to come out. Let's see, we'll try and, I guess it comes out. Okay, so we got all four. Now let's go ahead and see if we can pop this cover off. So we're going to try, and I'm kind of using my palm to kind of push on it as I kind of pull this up from around the edges. Okay, and I don't know, we'll see, is it going to come out or not? Wow, this is tough to remove. Let me try with a suction cup maybe. Sometimes pulling the case inwards like this helps pop it out. And no, not really. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to just try pulling more from here like this. There we go, kind of wiggling it around, and that looks like it's working. Gonna go over more to this side and same thing, continue wiggling and pulling. Over to here, hold the edge inside down, or the other side of the case down, and then kind of wiggle it and pull it. It looks like it's coming out. You can see for the most part it's coming up. Alright, same thing over here. I'm going to hold the bottom part down and pull up with this and kind of wiggling it. There we go. This is pretty difficult to remove here. Yeah, this cover's tough to remove, geez. Okay, so we're going to go over here to this side, same thing, holding it down, kind of wiggling it as we pull. You can see this side for some reason is not wanting to come out. I'm going to pull it down towards myself while I kind of try and lift it up. It doesn't want to come up. What about twisting this case? No. Wow, this cover, whatever's holding it down, is really strong. We're going to try with this metal tool, but if you use a metal tool, be very careful. Okay, that looks like that worked. And get in there. What is holding it down? I don't know. Like popped up a little bit of it, but not all of it. What are these clips? I don't know if anyone knows a special way to remove this. It doesn't want to come out. Sliding it backwards, maybe? No. Moving it all over the place. Nothing's working. So, whatever this design is that's clipping it in place, it's weird. It's very difficult to remove. Okay. I think it's something here, because right here doesn't want to separate like the rest of it. Let's see, is there something in there I can see? Not really. I don't think there's screws here. Okay, I have to, if I open this, I have to be very careful because this part is broken. It could be we have to lift this up. I don't know. I don't think so. Alright, I'm going to close this back up. Oh, how'd this rubber piece fall off? One of those came out. Anyways, what is holding this cover down? You can see like most of it's already out. Are there other screws holding it somehow? It actually seems like there might be some screws that are supposed to be underneath the keyboard. So let's go ahead and see, because the rest of them didn't really hold. So let's go ahead and open this up. Hold this broken piece down. Okay. Now we have to see about taking this out. Can we pop this keyboard out? Okay, I think we can pop the keyboard out, just like this. All right, there we go. Slide that forward. And then we have these latches here, like a lot of other models. So for the keyboard, there's this white latch, flip that up, and then you can pop that out. This one's just holds in by pressure, so take that out, and there we go. All right, so it looks like there are screws under here that need to be removed, but the warranty seal is broken, so somebody opened this before. I'm gonna take these screws out. Okay, 1, 2, and that's why it was just popping out. Okay, and then there's another one here. Somebody mixed up these screws. As you can see, there's part of the sticker here. It should go in that one. All right, and then we got the screw down here. All right, and one screw over here. So since somebody worked on this before, I don't know how it used to look, but yeah. Anyways, we're gonna flip this latch up and disconnect this cable just in case. I don't know if we have to remove all these cables, probably not, but let's go ahead and disconnect them anyways. Flip that latch. I believe this is the power button cable. I believe this is the touchpad cable. And yeah, we're probably not gonna have to remove all of these, but maybe I'll just flip the latch up and leave the cables there temporarily, and then there's a speaker connector there. Okay, so we're gonna carefully now close this up. I gotta be careful because it looks like the other hinge is actually breaking as well. All right. Oh, why'd this fall off? So all those rubber pieces are falling off, and there we go. Now the bottom cover came out. So here's, you can see there's a bunch of screws that go into this bottom cover. Okay, from the other side, we're gonna have to clean that dust up. Here you can see the charge ports here. This looks really gross inside. Okay. And the side that's broken is this side, so there's kind of a lot of stuff to remove here to get to it. It looks like there's this whole plastic frame on it. I might have to ask the customer if they want me to do it because it's more complicated than I thought. Here's the battery connector here, or the battery if you want to see. Model number L11M3P02. Okay, got this fan all gross. I'm gonna have to see about removing this. It's cracked here. Okay, and yeah, most likely I can epoxy this hinge using JB Weld into place, and that will hold it really well. So we'll see about doing that. I'm gonna clean out the dust here, and yeah, I'll be back. So let me do that real quick, and I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so I'm back. You can see we cleaned up the bottom of the keyboard here. Oops, oh shoot. This is not gonna hold, is it? Let me see, let me fix this real quick and I'll be back. Okay, hopefully this holds better. So I cleaned this up, as you can see. All right, and here you can see the part number for the keyboard is 252106663, revision A, model number U510-USA. Right, they also have an OKI part number, HMB3130TLA51. All right, so that's the keyboard there. Okay, let's set this aside now. We clean this off as well. You can see it's a lot better. And then, yeah. So I guess somebody worked on this before because of the screw thing. This is just fake plastic. There's nothing in there. I guess we can leave that there. All right, you got a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive, which you can upgrade to an SSD. 2.5-inch SATA SSD connects to this board here, and the SATA connectors here. 4 screws hold it to this mounting area, and then you can take the 4 screws out of the mounting bracket to put that onto the SSD. And this is like every other SATA connector. You just pop it out that way once you kind of lift it out of this area. Okay, customer wants me to check to see how the screen connection is. I'm going to use the PH1 or JS1 screwdriver to remove the battery real quick. Again, hopefully you guys are keeping the screws in order. Again, I do that by putting them flat side down like this. Oops, hard to see, like that. On my desk in the pattern, I remove them. Okay, so let's go ahead and set these aside. Lots of broken plastic here. Okay, so there's 2, 3, 4, I think 5 screws holding the battery in place. All right, 2 at the bottom, 2 on the sides, and then 1 in the middle at the top. So we'll just remove those. Okay. All right, now that we got all those screws out, we should be able to lift the battery up and out, hopefully. Or is it being held in with something else? Huh. Is it being held in with that plastic thing? Okay, it looks like we can lift it this way. Oh, actually these 2 bottom screws aren't holding the battery. So we're gonna lift this and then slide it up. You can see there's these little things that stick out to hold it in place. Then to get this connector out, usually what I do is I'll use my fingernails at the edges and then kind of just wiggle it as I pull on it, and it should eventually walk its way out, hopefully. Wow, this connector's in there real tight. I might have to pull the cables to do this because it's not coming out. So if you do this, grab the cables really close to the connector, and then we're gonna kind of just wiggle it as well. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna get this connector out. It's stuck in there. Oh, there we go. Okay. So there we go. We got the battery connector out. It looks like that. Make sure you don't flip it upside down when you plug it in. And now we're gonna get this plastic framing out. It looks like we have to get the hard drive out to do that. So let's remove the 4 screws here. Again, keep all the screws in order. There are a lot of them, and you don't want to mix them up. Actually, a lot of these look to be about the same size screws, but it's always a good idea to keep them in order anyways, just to make sure you get the right screw back where it is. And if there is one that happens to be a different size, you don't accidentally mess that up. All right, so we got those 4 screws out. And interesting, is it gonna lift this whole thing out? Okay, then let's go ahead and take this out. This is a very strange design. Let's go ahead and pop this connector out. I'm gonna grab this thing and then hold the stuff down and pull that up. Okay, I don't know if it's stuck because of something else, because, oh yeah, okay, it is stuck because of something else. So there we go, we got this bracket out. Again, there's 4 screws holding this metal bracket on, and you can transfer that to a new hard drive or SSD. Then you can get this out by holding that connector, wiggling it, and pulling it off just like that, okay? So we're gonna leave this on there because we're gonna put that back. For now, we'll just leave that there. We got 2 sticks of RAM, one's an 8 gig and one's a 2 gig. This is PC3 12800S. You just pull these 2 tabs away from it and it pops up at an angle, and then you can go ahead and wiggle and pull it out. So that's what it looks like. PC3 12800S, make sure you use that. If you want, you can put 2 8 gig sticks. If they have 16 gigs, you can probably get 2 16 gig sticks as well. But yeah, all right. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this back in. Why is it not going back in? So you want to put it back in at an angle. I don't know why it's, there we go. And then click it back down. So make sure it's good. Sometimes if this isn't connected right, the computer won't start up, so keep that in mind. All right, we got most of it out. Are there other hidden screws? There's one screw up here. Excuse me. There's another screw over here. It looks like all this stuff is routed in here, so we might have to take all of that out to get this bracket, this plastic bracket off. One more screw over here, which is already loose. Yeah, okay, you can see these are all kind of like attached here. So we're gonna get these antennas out. These are the wireless antennas. I just used my fingernail at the tail. You wanna go at the tail and pop it out just like that. So this one's kind of like blocked by this, so I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Let's go ahead and get the DC jack charge port connector out. So lift it up just like that, and it comes up. You can kind of wiggle it out from these little places that hold it in place. Okay. And I don't know how we're gonna get the wireless antennas out. Let me see. You can probably use some tweezers or something. All right, get underneath. Again, you want to go underneath the tail and pop it up just like that. There we go. And there we go. So we can unroute these cables so the antennas go at the bottom half here. Okay, so we're gonna get these out. Make sure to lift it up and go over to get it out. Just like that. There we go, those are out of the way. And then we can carefully lift this up and make sure to thread this through the hole and carefully take take this whole plastic thing out of the way. So there we go. We got this whole plastic bracket out. Oop, you don't need to zoom out that far. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix my mounting thing. It's not lined up right. Okay, was that good? All right, there we go. Then you can see the LCD LVDS connectors right here. This is for the screen. All right, they have this stuff on top. So this connector looks like it just pulls into place, and man, this stuff is like crumbling apart. So yeah, I believe this is like graphite, which is supposed to help a little bit with like thermal transfer. I don't know why they need it on top of the LVDS connector, but they put it there. Okay, then they got these here, which they're all like loose or broken. If you can, I'm gonna tighten them up if I can, but it doesn't look like they're tightening up, so I think it's just completely broken. Yeah, so this is kind of dangerous here. The power button is right in here, and that part is like cracked. But the customer said they're just gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna dump out at least the broken stuff that's inside. Okay, a random screw fell out from I don't know where. I'm gonna have to find out. I don't know what these little thingies here are for, but they also fell out. These are all just like loose stuff rolling around. Oh, this is from the rubber feet. They were kind of the ones that hold them in place so they can just spin around. Right, but here you can see CPU soldered to the motherboard. You got the wireless card here. It comes up like the RAM 1 screw. You can pop it out. Touchpad connector here. Touchpad buttons are underneath on the other side, which is under the keyboard that we flipped up to disconnect. Then they had the USB one here that goes underneath as well. All right, and I think that's about it. CMOS BIOS batteries right here, soldered to the motherboard. You can desolder it and solder a new one if you really wanted to, but yeah, not really much else to it. Let's make sure these are nice and tight. This one, actually, the plastic mount is also broken. Again, I don't know where this one screw, this one random screw came from. Let's see here. Do these go through to the keyboard? Maybe one doesn't go through to the keyboard. Okay, that goes through to the keyboard. There's more broken plastic here. So much broken plastic in this thing. Okay, I need to like get rid of all this broken plastic stuff. Okay, I'm thinking that screw that came out is probably one of these fan ones, but I might be wrong. Nope, that goes through to the keyboard, and that I think also, no, okay, I think it's from this fan here. So this screw I'm gonna put back over here. Okay. All right, the rest I believe go into the bottom. You can see how it leaves them open, and then it goes into the bottom cover. All right, so I'm gonna clean this up a little bit more, and then we're gonna reassemble it, and that should be pretty much all there is to this. All right, you can also replace this USB board if you want. Here you can see there's a model number here, LS-8971P. All right, I don't know if that will help. Made in China, revision 1. There's the trackpad there, and somewhat close-up look of the rest. But yeah, I'm gonna clean this up and I'll be back. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so I'm back. Let's go ahead and put this thing back together. So we are going to have to thread the DC jack charge port connector back through here, the wireless connector hole. Sucky thing is, it looks like if you break this, you have to probably take the motherboard out. Actually, let me see underneath the wireless card if you have access to it, so that you don't have to possibly, okay. Yeah, you don't really have access to it. You'd have to take the whole motherboard out, it looks like. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and get this back in and get this all back together. This is a pretty painful build. I don't know why they designed it like this. It's kind of annoying, but yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get the charge port, DC jack back through here. Okay, so it goes like that. Wireless antennas, make sure they're out of the way. Okay, get this all lined up and dropped back into place. Make sure it goes in right. Okay, you might have to actually tuck this in here first to make sure it goes the right way. All right, like that. Okay, yeah, so tuck that in first into that one spot. Let me actually zoom in here a bit, see if I can show this better. Okay, so we had to get that in there. All right, and let's zoom back out. And now let's go ahead and get this plastic thing all back in. All right, line it all up. All right, we had these 3 screws up here that we have to put back in. This actually helps hold the hinge into place. So hopefully it will actually hold. I'm gonna actually add a little thread locker there to hold it a bit better because I don't want it to come loose and break again. So we're gonna put a tiny bit of red thread locker there. This is Loctite 262. Okay, there we go. Just a tiny bit, not even a full drop. I just barely touched a little on it. And then we're gonna get that in and tighten that down. And this will help hold the hinge in place. So hopefully it won't break again. All right, we're gonna get these other 2 back in as well. That one and this one. Okay, we're gonna get the hard drive back in. Line these 4 screw mounts back up. Okay, line this back up. Oops, sorry, we just dropped it in there. And then line this up, and this just gets pushed back down into place. It should click just like that. Okay, and then we'll get the 4 screws to hold these back down. Make sure you have these screws nice and tight because they help hold the plastic frame also to the top palm rest assembly. I might have to check my phone real quick because I had to silence it and I'm worried people are going to be calling and texting and being like, what's going on? So let me pause real quick. I'll be back. Okay, so let me go ahead. I had like several people messaging, so I need to finish this quick. All right, we're gonna reroute this back through here. Okay, so got that there. Gonna put this in, and this here, and this here. Get this all routed properly. Okay, wireless antennas, make sure to route them over. And we'll get this back lined up and drop that back in. Okay, make sure it's lined up right. Okay, you can see the protruding plastic pieces help guide it into place. All right, then make sure this isn't going to get crimped on anything. We might have to put this cable under, so let's get this out. Put this first. Let's see. Should we put it that way? Okay, this kind of like sticks up a bit. I kind of don't really like that. Anyways, we'll get the wireless antennas. Okay, the wireless antennas do have to go underneath. Come on, get back out here. Okay, wireless antennas do have to go underneath. Alright, then we'll get these antenna wires back into place. I should have paid attention. I think the black one was on top, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So, I don't know if somebody changed it, if it was always like that, but anyways, we'll get the white one. Okay, get these wires in. Then we'll get this one here and this one here. Then we'll get this black one in, and then this white one here. This white one here, and this black one here. Okay, and then the black one back up here. Okay, I guess it automatically goes to the right spot. Okay, get these wires out of the way here. Alright, so we'll reconnect the white one. These are a little bit difficult to get lined up because the slack is weird, but get it lined up. And then you'll know, because if you try and move around, it stays, and then just click it down into place, just like that. Okay. Make sure this cable's staying here. It's kind of like going everywhere. There we go. And then the black one, same thing. Get it lined up. Sorry if my head gets in the way, because I need to see what I'm doing. Line it up. Come on, there we go. and then click it down. All right, good to go. So let's zoom back out here and get everything else back in. We need to get the battery in. Very simple, straightforward. Get that, line up the connectors, make sure you push it in straight, and then push the whole thing at the same time, just like that. There we go. Get this all lined back in. We have to get the bottom part in first, so at an angle, get it in, then push this down. Good. Then we'll screw this in. Okay. Make sure it's nice and tight. Get this screw in. Good. This screw in. And then these two down here. Is that broken plastic? Okay, I might have to get that broken plastic out. Get this in. Get these random bits of broken plastic out. Okay. Alright, it's all tightened in. Let me get this broken plastic out of here. Okay, we don't want that rattling around inside. Alright, now we got the screws that go underneath the keyboard, and that should be pretty much it. These cables kind of are annoying me because they're not routing 100% the way I want them to. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this bottom cover on first, I think. You can also get this piece in, slide that in. Okay, so we're gonna clip all of this back down. And we'll actually do these 4 screws first. So we'll get this in, because I don't think this goes into the keyboard, so it should be okay. Alright, and this holds on to the hinge, so it helps hold it in place. This one. And this also holds on to the hinge, so it helps hold that in place. Okay. Let's see, I don't know if there's a difference between these two, because normally they shouldn't just rip off. Alright. So you can actually see the corner where the thing ripped off from, I think. Actually, I'm not too sure. I think it goes, I think this oval goes where the screw is. So we're gonna get that. Oh, I have other customers here now. So we're gonna get this in. Okay, let's get the last 2 screws for the bottom cover in place real quick. Okay. Got more customers waiting outside, so I need to make this quick. Okay. Here we go. Get this one in as well. Oh, got some more things clicking into place. Alright, get this lined up and get all of this stuff back in as well. Okay. These rubber pieces are so old, they're just kind of like falling apart. Alright, get this one in as well. Alright, let's flip this over. Clean up all this broken stuff here. Okay. And then we're gonna pop this back open. Let's see here. Is it holding it? Oh, it's actually holding itself in place a lot better with that, the way I tightened that screw. Okay, let's go ahead and get these screws that were underneath the keyboard back in. Oh, I guess this one's not going to hold on anything, huh? I think that screw mount's broken. I don't know. Or is there supposed to be a longer screw there? Oh, there's supposed to be a longer one. So they mixed up some of these screws. There we go. And we got this one with the sticker on it. We'll put it here. This actually holds that fake CD drive in place. I didn't pay attention to see if there was an actual socket to plug a CD drive in there, but let's go ahead and latch all these back down and reconnect them. All right. There we go. So those are all good. All right. Again, I don't know because the customer brought it to me already disassembled. So I don't know what's going on with this. There's like this screw's too long, I think. This one goes better here. Okay, that one worked, and one more screw here. Okay, this one probably needs, so they actually say here 2.5 by 6, 2.5 by 6, 2.5 by 6, 2.5 by 6. These are all supposed to be 2.5 by 6, so some of these screws they have are too short. Like this one doesn't reach. Let's try putting this, I think this one's a little bit longer. Yeah. So whoever worked on this computer before mixed a bunch of screws up, and that's why it's having problems. But the shorter one actually fit there, so should be okay. All right, we're gonna have to get this back in. This thing is pretty difficult to get in. You kind of have to just line it up and then just pull it using this brown plastic tab. Okay, so get this lined up here and then pull that in. Good. Actually, that went in pretty easily. This one I don't know if I can show because the angle's weird, but get that in, and once you get it in, flip the latch down. Then we're gonna tuck the bottom row in first, and then hold this up in the middle, click the sides in, click these sides in, and click that all in, and there we go. And you can actually see this holds itself a lot better. Before, this was actually like lifting itself out and breaking itself. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Again, if it did, like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. If it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Strap this. Bye.